so we can get this rolling here. I'll get live chat going. There we go. And so we got one person on here already. Wait till we get a few more people on here. I'm not sure how it's going to go tonight because it's Labor Day weekend, so I'm sure everybody's away, but we'll try this anyway. Who do we got on here now? There we go. Starting to go up now. That's good. So we're up to 3. Wait till we get some more people on here. Lazy Larry's on here. How you doing, Lazy Larry? What's going on? I think you're the first. Let's see. You're a first timer on here. I think. Welcome here. That's we got 4 people on here. Usually we get up to about 100 people when we get rolling. I'm not sure we're gonna get that tonight, but maybe we'll get lucky. Let's see. One Lord J News Network. Good morning from New Orleans. How you guys doing down in New Orleans? You guys all flooded out in your area? Let's see. Travel Discovery. Hello. Let's see. We got some new people on here tonight. That's good. Let's get some questions going on here tonight too. Let's see. Who else we got on here? We got 6 people on here so far. 2 thumbs up. So then we get this rolling. Hopefully tonight we'll get a lot of people. Still no power. That's not good, man. Yeah, we get a little bit of power outages here, but not too often. We're lucky as far as that goes. Even during, the storm season, we do pretty good. Lazy Larry says, Steve, I'm at work and this is my second time. Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen you pop up with questions. Or maybe I have. Maybe it's been a while or something. Let's see. Brooke Schneider. There we go. Stratford, Ontario in the house. Google Sucks says, was the Vermeer paint by numbers you mentioned before? It is a paint by numbers, yes. But a lot of people don't realize. I seen a guy that did a paint by numbers, and the guy did an awesome job, and it looked just like an original Vermeer. And the one that I did it like my own way too. Paint by numbers are not meant to be painted by the numbers. Actually, it just gives you like a basic kind of thing to follow. A lot of people don't understand that. Because if you do a paint by numbers, it looks like a paint by numbers. But yes, it is a paint by numbers. But I use that as a guide. It come out actually pretty good. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Michael L. says, good morning, Steve. How you doing, Michael? Travel Discovery. How are all the restaurants? Still hanging on? Just barely. Just barely. I was at one of the restaurants the other day, and they still don't know if they're going to be able to close. They haven't heard from the owner yet. But I get a feeling they're going to close. It seemed like they were getting rid of all the food, all their excess food, just to get rid of it, and that was it. I think they're going to close. So, D-Dawn says, good evening, first time here. Welcome, D-Dawn. Stinky Dave, good evening, Steve. How you doing, Stinky Dave? Don Murphy says, hey, Steve, hi, from Nova Scotia, home of Oak Island. It's actually one of my favorite shows. I actually subscribe to that. I pay like $20 every season for that show. I love that show. It's one of the only shows that I subscribe to because I think it's worth it, even though it doesn't show much. Google Sucks says, can you show how the painting turned out? Let me see. That's it right there. I did a little bit of my own thing on the headdress, but I didn't want to fool with the face too much. Let's see. You get the... And Brooke Schneider says, September 22nd in Ontario, you'll need a vax certificate to get into any gym or restaurant. That kind of sucks, man. I think we're heading that direction here too, Brooke. I get the same feeling. We have something coming up here, and I'm not sure what it is yet because I haven't been able to get too much information. Been busy with other stuff. But they are going to have some card that you have to verify your vax card. And I think they're going to use that so you can get into gyms and all that stuff. So obviously it's coming here, it is coming here. So don't think it's just there. It's coming here too. Job Mag says, greetings from Washington State. Thanks for the live stream. No problem, man. Let's see, Don Murphy, yes, in Canada, now you got to have proof of vaccine to fly. That kind of sucks. Let's see, Don Murphy says, I have one. I took my vaccine at the VA. I didn't want to, but what are you going to do? Let's see, Travel Discovery. Are you planning to get a house? At some point, we probably will when my daughter finishes college. We'll probably get a house with a pool. That's what we're thinking about getting. We'll probably move into a gated community that has a pool there. It won't be a house with a pool, but it'll be a gated community with a pool in there. And I'll be happy with that. Is Darren Cooper saying, hey, two fridge, because I have 2 refrigerators here. So, Bucky King says 3 doses of vaccine here, LOL. That's pretty bad, man. That's pretty rough. That's we got 20. We're up to 29 people. Who else on here is new? So 29. We're getting up there. We're doing pretty good. See, 8 thumbs up. It's going up and down. Let's see. Lots of fake vax certificates here. It's big trouble with the MBI. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard some people have that, but I think they're keeping pretty good records of it. I don't know how that's going to work out and how they can verify the vaccination certificates. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to do that. We'll find out. Let's see. Hello from sunny, soon to be snowy Colorado. Hope to be settled in back alive at this time next year. Let's hope everybody is, man. I did a little story about that today, talking about the Bureau of Immigration hiring 100 people, and somebody wrote something that, hey, Steve, you missed it. They hired 100 people. I saw it, but I didn't think it was a big deal. I don't think that's means that they're gonna open up soon. Some people think that that's a sign that they're gonna open up. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. They might open up something, but they're not gonna open up to tourists. They'll open up maybe the SRRV program more, or if they do open up tourist things, they're gonna wait till this thing clears up a little bit and the spike goes down a little bit. They're not going to open up during the middle of a spike for sure. I don't think they would. Brooks Snyder says, Steve-O, do you have a water heater in the CR? No. If not, is the water too cold or are you used to it? I'm kind of used to it. If you take a shower when you get up in the morning, the water's usually fairly warm here. It's not that bad. And actually it's kind of nice having a cold shower. I find it to be nice anyway. A lot of people like to have a hot shower, but now that I've had the cold water coming out, it works for me. So, let's see. Solo Sword says, "Yep, I'm new to this show, but I watch your videos all the time. Thanks, man. I appreciate that." Dan Berg says, "Steve, been in the Philippines for one month. Found that expats are not very friendly. I've passed about 20 expats. They don't even say hi or even look at you. What's up with that?" That's called the norm, okay, around here. I see a lot of expats at a lot of the different malls around here. And I'll tell you, a lot of the guys that are left behind right now are most of the older guys, okay? They've been here for a long time. A lot of them have the SRRV or they're married or whatever. And for some reason, they're just kind of miserable, a lot of them. I'm not sure why, but yeah, you're right. A lot of them won't even talk to you. They don't even acknowledge you. They don't even notice you. And actually, kind of like when I go to the mall, I really don't go looking for them, so I really don't kind of notice them that much unless I spend the day kind of, looking around to see how many I can see, which sometimes I do. But I mean, yeah, they're not the friendliest people. I find a couple friendly guys every once in a while. A couple will come up to me once in a while, but not very often. Let's see. Kevin Hannon says, "Hello, Steve, from Spring Hill, Florida, 40 miles north of Tampa. I already hit the thumbs up." Thanks, man. I appreciate it. See, we're up to about 35 people. Usually tonight we do better than that, but where it's a Labor Day weekend, if we don't get up around 75, then we'll probably end this in about an hour or whatever. But it's still good to have a few people on here. We can finish up any questions or anything that anybody has. I'm sure people got some questions on here. Let's see. Baki King says, "When it rains, that's when the water is really cold." Yeah, it is. Actually, it is cold on a rainy day, yeah. Francisco Fletes. Hello, how you doing, Francisco? Travel Discovery. What do you miss in terms of goods you can't get in the Philippines? I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. I really don't miss that much. I have everything here that I usually liked back in the States. I miss seafood. Because the seafood here is not cold water seafood. It's different. It has a different flavor to it. I miss really good Maine lobsters because I'm from New England. And the seafood definitely tastes different in New England. I mean, even when I go to Red Lobster here, it doesn't have the same flavor. Red Lobster is good here, but it's not that good. It's decent. So, and Brooke asked me, how was the Mango Tango Shake? Actually, it was pretty good. They gave me 2 by accident. They made me two, so I was walking down the street and I gave one to some guy that was sitting in a street stand. I handed it to him. I said, "Hey, you want this extra shake?" I said, "I got two by accident." He goes, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." So he was sitting there drinking. He was all happy. John Mag says, "Heard Cavite clinics and hospitals are struggling with patients influx." I haven't heard that, but I heard in Manila. But it's probably true here because I heard that there's a lot of kids around this neighborhood that have been suffering from fevers and stuff. And my girlfriend wasn't feeling that well for the past, I don't know, 36 hours or so, but she seems fine now. But I mean, a lot of kids have been getting sick with like a fever. There was a lady in front of me at the mall the other day, and they told her to go home right away because she had a fever when they checked her temperature, because they check your temperature before you go in the mall. And she had a fever, so that was not good. Rick Esposito. See, hi Steve. Rick from Pennsylvania. Happy weekend. Hi, thanks, Rick. Travel Discovery. Do you like Halo Hello? No, I don't. Not one of my favorite things. I'm not really into that. I like regular ice cream. When you're from New England, usually you like fraps, things like that. So I go to Baskin Robbins, but Baskin Robbins has been lacking lately. Brooke Snyder says, "Steve-O, does your family like Spam? It seems it's a treat in the Philippines." You know something, Brooke? My girlfriend's daughter, my daughter, I call her too, but she loves Spam. And when I first got here, I used to buy a lot of Spam. And she used to eat it all the time. And I was like shocked that anybody could actually physically eat Spam. Because I remember when we used to go camping, my dad used to buy Spams and bring a couple of eggs along. And man, I hated Spam, so... Let's see, Brooke Snyder says, "Steve-O, do they have bush beans in the PH?" They do have it. You have to look for it, I believe. They do have it. I've seen it here. But it's not common. You could probably get it at SNR, but they might have it there. Kevin Doolittle, hello from Cebu. You can actually look it up on Lazada. They might have it on their Brooke. Okay, they might have it on there. So, but I have seen it. It's rare though. Kevin Doolittle, hello from Cebu. What's new up there? Working on my SEEV. I think he means SRRV. So I think. Let's see, James Curlow, I understand that you cannot get beef jerky in the PI. No, you can. You can get it. You can find it online. I think I saw it on Lazada, but I also think I saw it also at SNR. But I have seen beef jerky here. They do have it, yes. Okay, it was the SRRV you're talking about. Okay, Darren Cooper says, "Hey, Steve, give a shout out to my girlfriend, Darlene. She is watching you live right now." Okay, big shout out to Darlene. How's that? Let's see. Rick DeVries. Hi, Steve. I'm sure you hear this is a lot to do with the Philippines will be open by spring. I enjoy your podcasts. Have an awesome day from Alberta, Canada. Thanks, Rick. I think the Philippines will start opening up in some capacity starting in December because it's Christmas. I think they'll do something, but it's only if we come off this spike. That's what I think. But do I think they're going to open up for tourists right away in December? No. Maybe in some capacity though. We'll see. Some people are saying that they might want to go to 90% before they do it. I don't think they're going to reach 90% here. Craig Otten. Hi, Steve from Rockford, Illinois. First time here. Welcome, Craig. Thanks for joining us. Ja Mag says, "What kind of bugs or creepy crawlers bother you the most living there?" Well, you know what, Ja? Here's the thing. We have some big spiders here. And right behind me the other day, there was a big spider in the corner. And the kids pointed them out to me because even they were afraid of the spider because it was so big. And we've killed quite a few of them over the past few years here. But this here was pretty good size. And I actually sprayed them with Bygone. I said, the heck with this. I'm not going to swat them and have them land on me or something like that. Because they actually jump on you. Like if they're on top of a refrigerator. I've had one. The first time I ever came in contact with one of those spiders, it was actually on top of my locker in the room. And he jumped on top of my head. So that'll give you an idea about creepy crawlers around here. Tom Pear's on board. Good morning, Tom. Let's see. Last summer when restaurants were closed in New England, I paid $5.50 a pound for Maine lobster. That's a pretty good deal. That's not that bad. I'd pay $20 a pound here. So let's see. Francisco Fleta says SNR has beef jerky. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I know I saw it there. Let's see. Joe Davis. Hi, Steve. I am considering the online marriage, if not open by January 22nd, and try the 9A visa because Myrtle Beach sucks. I don't know if I'd do that online marriage thing because I don't know if they'll accept that yet unless you've actually been able to consummate the marriage. So they don't accept it until you consummate the marriage. So you have to kind of prove that you were together after you did the marriage. Okay, so that's the way that works. Just be aware of that, Joe. Let me see. But yeah, I don't recommend online marriages for anybody. I wouldn't rush into it that way. It means you're married. It's a legal marriage, but they won't accept it. Like if you're trying to get a Filipina to the U.S. or something like that, you actually have to consummate the marriage. Okay, so you have to have met after that. Let's see. Gangdan Mars TV. Have you tried tuyo or stinky fish? It's good. No. I'm not into any of the fishes here. I won't even touch the fish here. So I've tried a couple of the, fried fish here a little bit, like fried the way we fry it in New England, and I just don't like it. It's just not the same. It doesn't have that nice fluffy flavor that we have up in New England with cod and things like that. The fish up in New England. Brooks Snyder says, Steve-O, I'm sending a Balak buy-in box over. What's the one thing an expat would love in the box? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. Each person is different. For me, I really don't need anything from over there. So I couldn't really answer that. Like from me speaking, I don't know. Like if anybody said they were going to send anything to me, I'd say I don't need anything. I really don't. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know what an expat would really want. Each person is different. We have chocolate, we have all that stuff over here. Tom Pierce says, I had a python jerky at the Marine Bar in Barrio Barreto once. Was sick for 3 days. I can imagine probably because of the humidity, it probably destroyed the beef jerky. James Edwards says, I will wager the country will open one day after Duterte is forced out of office. Well, we'll see. I know that if he doesn't make VP, he has to go before the World Court, I guess. So that's what they're saying. That's why he wants to run for VP. That's what they're saying over here anyway. Let's see. Baki King says, I haven't been home for 4 years. I hope they open soon. What's the deal with retirement visas? Are they accepting them again? Yes, they are. On a trial basis. So they are collecting SRRVs on a trial basis, but there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through. So just be aware of that. I'm still recommending for people to wait on the SRRVs till things open back up to normal. But yes, you can do it, and you have to get an EED first. And once you get the EED, they allow you to get the 9A visa, and then you can come to the Philippines. Okay? So, and you might have to wait because they're only letting 1,500 people a day in. So you're up against a whole bunch of other people too. That's why I tell people, be careful what you wish for. Francisco Fletes says, planning on going to Tagaytay for lunch tomorrow. Do you know if it's open right now? Tagaytay? I believe it's open, but I'm not sure where you're coming from because each place the ECQs are different. If yours doesn't match that place, then I guess you can't go. That's the way I always understood it. Let's see, we can drive back and forth from Manila to Cavite, or are there checkpoints? I believe right now they're MECQ and we're MECQ, so we can go back and forth. So that was the last I heard about that. Okay, I actually have to go to Manila on the 9th. So, but yeah, if it's a different quarantine type, then supposedly you can't go. So they're stopping people. They do have checkpoints. So I don't know if they but this whole area is almost all MECQ. So they might not have the checkpoints right now, but I'm sure in some areas they do. I know going over to Batangas they do. Craig Jordan, Steve, have you been to the Greenbelt Mall? What is your experience at this place? I've been to a lot of malls. I don't remember all the names. My girlfriend's taken me to a lot of malls. I don't think that one sounds familiar though, but I might have been there. If it's up in Manila, I probably have been there. There's a good chance. Loves Music says, greetings from Berlin. You plan to stay in your place or move in a different area? Something, eventually I'll probably move, but it's going to be a few years from now. I actually like my area here. You guys got to see it a little bit today in that video that I did today. So, and I like this place. If I had a pool here, life would be a lot better. And I'm actually thinking about getting a pool now. I'm actually thinking about putting one of those stand-up pools outside here with a filter and everything, and just go for it. So we'll see what happens though. Let's see. Mike Majora says, any update on SRRV for someone who is 39? No, you have to be 50, man. It's 50 and above right now. And I'm not sure if they're going to change that or what, but it's all 50 and above. So I watched your other video on the update a few weeks ago. My other option is SRRV, but I can't get them processed outside PH. No, you can't. It has to be in the PH. But if you're 39, you can't do it right now. So don't even think about it. It's a no-go. Let's see, we got 62 people, 25 thumbs up, guys. Let's see, I'm hoping we can reach 100 tonight, but it seems like it's vacation weekend, so probably not going to reach it, but we'll stay on for at least an hour, maybe longer if we pick up some more. Philip Jones says, I saw your home walkthrough today. Many of the apartments I looked at in Rodriguez was laid out the same. It was brand new and $5,000 a month. Yeah, it's a bargain here in Cavite, and that's what I tell people, 80 a month is about average here for a fairly new apartment. It's about 60 for an older apartment or a smaller one. And smaller, I mean, you've seen the apartments. I pay 80 for this one. This is a larger one. It's 60 for a smaller one, and there's another one we just did. It's actually smaller than this, and that was 80. There's 4 of them, and there's 3 more available. So if anybody's looking for them, you can contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com. If you're interested, there's 3 more apartments left for 80 each, and they're all brand new, brand spanking new. So if you want to hold an apartment for a while, if you think you can get in here in the next year, it might be worth it for you to hold one. It's cheap enough. It's just like a storage box. So, what about TP there? How much for a 4-pack? My girlfriend buys all that, so I couldn't even tell you. It's not that expensive. We buy big, huge bundles. I got them all up top there. They're cheap. Don Murphy says, hey, Steve, I hope they start the bubble deal like Thailand. Phuket Sandbox is working for fully vaccinated tourists. I hope the Philippines does the same. The economy has crashed. They won't do that for a while. I really don't think that they'll do that because we're in that spike right now. And everybody is commenting that they think things are going to open up. We're in the middle of a spike, and it's bigger than the spike that was before. So I seriously doubt that anybody's going to open up. It'd be kind of crazy. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that are commenting. Some of the vloggers out there saying, "Oh, we're going to open soon." They just hired almost 100 people. They're going to open up. That shows that they're going to open. It doesn't show nothing. It doesn't. It just means that they put those people through training. They're going to put them at the airport here. I think they're going to open up to a few more people, but it's not. I seriously doubt it's going to be tourists. But I think it's going to be more other people like. People that are married to Filipinos, OFWs, things like that. They're going to open up all that. That's all. See, Dan Burke says, Mary Rose was great help with my SRRV first week in the Philippines. Got my medical, did the bank transfer, then did the application process. FYI, they will keep your passport until approval. Okay, that's all right, though. That's not a big deal because nobody really asked for that. And if you follow my advice on that, Dan, about, I don't know if you got the passport card. That's one of the pieces of advice I gave way back was to get the passport card. I might do another video on that too. Definitely get a passport card, guys, if you can, before you come here. That way, if you're doing the SRRV and they hold your passport, you still have proof of a passport because the passport card is proof of a passport. And you just tell them that the PRA is holding it. But nobody ever stops you. I've never been stopped in 3.5 years and asked for a passport or any ID for that matter. Dan Berg says, Greenbelt is very high-end mall. I'll have to check it out. I've been up to, Taguig and to the cemetery up there. And I was going to go to the mall there, one of the malls there that was a really nice mall, but I never got to go. And I wanted to go to that Venice mall sometime, and hopefully I get to go up there. That's my next thing that I forget the name of it, but it looks like Venice. So that's where I'm going. That's my next place I want to go. Joe Davis says, Steve, does it take long to get an appointment with the VA to set up for meds, etc.? No. Remember, they only do service connections, though, Joe. Okay? So they're only going to cover service connections. or if something shows itself during the appointment, and then they'll give you medicine for that for 30 days. But beyond that, they won't cover you for anything else. So just be aware of that, okay? Mike Majora, SRRV is open to any age. SIRV, you're saying. SIRV. Yeah, I'm not onto that one. I'm into mostly the retirement. That's SIRV. I just have to invest 75,000 in authorized investment. Yeah, you're talking about something different. We're talking about the regular retirement visas that the PRA has. I mean, right now all the regular retirement visas are 50 and above, and it even says it on the PRA page. But you're talking about a SIRV. That's something different. Whole different ball game. Let's see. Is it easier to do that? He says SSRV once, but it's SRRV. Once it opens to tourists. Yes, but you can do travel discovery. You can do that right now if you want through the trial program. You can come over here on the trial program right now with the SRRV. If you're 50 and older, okay, you can do it. All you have to do is talk to that lady. If you need information on that, you can even call me. You can ask me for my phone number by sending me an email, and I'll send you my phone number. It's Steven5975@yahoo.com, okay? And I'll send you my phone number if you want to talk about it. I'll give you all the information. So just FYI. It's kind of hard to tell you everything on here. Let's see, Tom Paris says, the embassy says level 3 advisory, exercise increased caution due to crime, terrorism, civil unrest, and kidnapping in the Philippines. Do you know of anything happening? No. I think the embassy always has that. They may have upped it because of all the stuff in Afghanistan. That's why I was talking about that the other day, and people said, no, that'll never happen in the Philippines. It could in Mindanao. That could uptick some of the actions in Mindanao. So, it'll affect us worldwide. Tom, that's what I think. A lot of people were laughing at me because I said that, it could even affect us here. When I commented about that the other day, about Afghanistan even affecting us worldwide. It will, for sure. In some way or another. I think with all those people that went loose and stuff like that, I think there's going to be a lot of trouble, Dickie Spaz says, good morning, good evening, everyone. Let's see. Biggie B says, hey, Steve, like your info videos, always watch your shows. Keep it up and be safe. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hi, Steve. Greetings from Louisiana. Questions. Is any of the SRV documents time sensitive? Yes. The police report is. Okay. Let's see. Darren Cooper says, hey, Steve, hot news just in Philippines to lift travel ban on 10 countries. Now, that's not, that I already heard that, but it's like Nepal and stuff like that. None of those people come here. That doesn't really mean that much. It just means that if you're married to a Filipino or something, you can get in here easier, but they're not going to open up to tourists or anything like that. Darren, that's not for that. They always open and close those things. So, I mean, that really doesn't mean anything. So I wouldn't I saw that earlier, and it's kind of a nothing burger. It doesn't mean anything for us. It just means that people that are married to Filipinos can get in from those countries now, where before they couldn't. So it's just like the United States. The United States is locked out right now too. So until their COVID stuff clears up a little bit better. I think it still is anyway. And I don't know if they put that on the list, but I don't think it was on the list yet. Dickie Spaz says, Steve, what are your thoughts on Social Security supposedly drying up in the next 10 years? Going to be devastating for some if benefits are reduced or taken away. Dickie, I heard some news the other day, and I don't know if it's true or not, but this was the rumor going around. They're going to make the minimum Social Security $1,200. So it's probably not going to be 10 years. It's going to be like 5 years at the rate they're going if they do something like that. They got to do something with that soon. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see. I got these people there sending me videos and stuff. Abdul Rauf Aman says, hi, regards from Saudi Arabia. Do you have a plan to build your own house in the Philippines? No, I don't. I'll probably always rent, Aspect says, hello. James Curlew, have some great nieces and nephews willing to get us a rental. That's good. If you can get a good rental, man, get him, See, Darren says, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal. If most people don't visit from those countries, number one. And there's not too many of those people, Darren, that are, married to Filipinas and stuff. So you won't see that won't mean an uptick in anything. With $1,500, 1,500 people a day limitation, there ain't nobody extra coming in here. So they'll have a line for the next year to get in here at that rate. See, Michael L says SIRV is 75K. Okay. Yeah, I don't do that visa. I help people with mostly all the SRRV retirement visas. That's one of the visas I've never worked with, So I'm not that familiar with that one, Michael. So I've always helped most of the people with the military visa. And then what I did was, after they kicked me off Facebook for helping veterans, which is what they did, I come over to YouTube and I opened up to expats and stuff. I was kind of helping expats free anyway, even on Facebook, giving them the help that they needed on the flip side. And the lady that I work with that does the SRRV visas, Mary Rose, she's really, really good, and she doesn't charge any fees. She gets paid by the PRA. So, and she gets paid by them. So a lot of the other agents charge on top of that too. So just FYI, if you guys ever need a agent, go through me and I'll hook you up with her, and she'll help you all the way through. Yeah, you're talking about this. Okay, special investor visa. Yeah, I've heard of that, but that has nothing to do with the PRA, I believe. I don't know. I'm not sure who does that. Probably the different office or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't have any knowledge of that one at all. I've heard of it, but I don't know anything of how it works or anything. See, Wong Hung Lo says college football. Woo. Mike Majora says yes, Michael L, but don't think can do it outside of the PH right now. You need to do it in the Philippines. BOI. Okay. So Brooke Schneider says Social Security will never dry up. They'll just keep printing presses running. What will the dollar buy is the real problem. You're probably right, Brooke, because that's what's going on right now. Philip Jones, I'm waiting until January 2023 to move there. If I need emergency money, I can always fly to Guam or Korea to get a lump sum of 10K US dollars from Navy Federal, and also able to start over on my visa at sea. Michael L says, yep, SIRV needs to be done in the Philippines. Yeah, almost all the visas do. Like that. If it requires like money and deposits and stuff like that, it has to be done here. However, if you are over 50, SRRV is the better deal. Only 20K. It's only, well, Michael, it's 20K if you don't want to show if you don't want to show a pension. It's 10K if you're not in the military, okay, and you have a pension. And then they have the military one, which is like the special courtesy visa, and that's like $1,500 and $1,400 application fee, and all of them you have to pay the $1,400 application fee. So, but if anybody is interested in that, just give me a yell, and I'll help you. I'll help you with that. I'll help you with the agent. I mean, like Darren knows, and a lot of other people on here. I hook people up with this lady because she's free, and you can't get any better than free, and she's very helpful too. So, let's see. Joe Davis says, Steve, in the U.S., if 100% rating for anything, they will cover anything medical, kind of banking on that there also. No. Only your service connections, Joe. Only your service connections. I've heard people here say that they think that they'll get covered here for everything, but then they come here, because I asked my doctor about this. I says, if somebody's rated for 100%, do they get covered for everything because they're 100% rated? And my doctor says, no, just service connections. That's what we're told. So they look and see what you're covered for, and then that's what they cover you for. Unless something presents itself then and there, then they'll give you medication for it. But like if you were to have a heart attack or something like that, then no. And it's not a hospital, it's a clinic. So be aware of that. You're still going to need some sort of medical plan over here too. And a lot of people think that, well, I'll just fly to Guam. Well, if you're having a heart attack, that's a little difficult, Let's see. Sperlin Edwards says, hello, Steve from Connecticut. How you doing, Sperlin? Biggie B says, how much does tourist visa cost? If I'd like to stay term for long term, retired in 3 months, but not yet, still under 40 years old. I'm not really sure because I don't really do that, Biggie. I mean, it varies whether you're doing 6 months or a month or whatever. And I'm not sure. Maybe somebody else on here can tell you what that cost is, because I've never had a tour. My tourist visa was only for like a couple weeks here, and that was it. And when I come in, I don't think they charged me anything for that in the beginning, and I didn't have to get it extended or anything, because I slipped right into my SRRV retirement visa, so I never paid a nickel, So I'm not sure. I couldn't even tell you. And right now there's no tourist visas here, so after this here it might be more. I'm hearing that the tourist visas might go up a little bit, so that could change a little bit. That's a rumor that's flying around right now, and it might happen because of the people that were, using it to stay here like permanent and stuff. So I think that could change a little bit. We don't know yet though. That's not official. So I don't want to pass out a rumor that's gonna run around. People are gonna go crazy saying, "Oh, Steve said this." No, I'm not. I said that's what I'm hearing. Let's see. Mike Majura says, "What's Mary's email address or Facebook?" It's Mary Rose Baranda. Okay, and she has a picture there with some tulips behind her. She's over in the Netherlands. She lives in the Netherlands, but she's a Filipina, and she runs the business from over there. And she's coming over here in September, but she runs her organization. She works with the PRA directly. And like I said, she gets paid by the PRA. And you can look her up online. Again, Mary Rose Baranda with a B. Okay, and if you need her email address, Mike, you can ask me on Steven5975 @yahoo.com. Okay, and I'll send you all her information. Just ask me, and within the next 24 hours, I'll answer your email. Okay. Michael L says, "Biggie, no tourist visa yet. COVID plague." Yeah, there's nothing. So I wouldn't even want to quote you on a price like that, even if I knew, because it's probably going to change. Because they go up on those every once in a while too. But that's what I'm hearing. I heard that they might go up. Mike Majura, Bureau of Investments, BOI. Okay, good to know. So I was wondering, BOI, because I'm not that familiar with that SIRV or whatever it's called. Darren Coop, I think it will help with my 9A visa when I get my EED if I'm in Thailand for the SRRV. I don't know. I mean, if it's a blacklisted country, unless they come off. Was that one of the countries that came off, Darren? I'm not sure. I forget what you listed there. See, Britain Saigon says, "If anything, I'll get free tourist visa." I ain't going to get into that one. Let's see. Darren Cooper, as I'm on the trail for the SRRV with Mary Rose. Let's see. Philip Jones says, "My views are to bring 10K US dollars to get started. Then you can budget based upon the area. Makati, parts of Manila, and Cebu can get very expensive. Lots of housing was built by Korean and Chinese." Let's see. Driftwood Smitty in Asia says, "Mr. Steve, working extended courtesy visa. Miss Mary Rose is my rep. She's good." Let's see. What is the time limit on police clearance? 6 months. It's 6 months. Okay? Don't want to start it too early. No, you don't. Just, and don't forget that has to be apostilled too, Smitty. All right? So just FYI. Yep, all that stuff needs to be apostilled. So along with the DD-214 if you're going to go that route. Okay? With the special courtesy visa for veterans. Craig Jordan, do you know if YouTube has published rules and guidelines for uploading videos at the Philippine Info channel? Has published rules and guidelines for uploading videos? Oh, yeah, they do. They have guidelines, a lot of them. Let's see. Daily Stevens, aloha from Hawaii. Just met a wonderful Filipino woman online from Las Vegas and have visited her. She is a wonderful, caring person living here in Hawaii and sharing lots of time with many Filipinos. Edward says, "Hi from Spain." Edward's a regular follower. He's a good guy. Let's see. Philip Jones says, "Your first 3 to 6 months are critical to figure out your lifestyle. It changes when you get there. Being there 20 times. Budget changed on every visit." Yes. Let's see. We're up to about 72 and 38 thumbs up. So we're doing okay tonight. We're doing all right. Let me see. But yeah, he's right about that. The first 3 to 6 months. I would say after that. I would say after a year, you kind of like figure out your lifestyle. The first 3 to 6 months, you're kind of on the honeymoon. You spend a lot of money. At least it did for me. I spent a lot of money during that time buying furniture and everything. Just FYI. So Philip Jones says, let's see, wait a second. Craig Jordan says, don't be in a hurry to make a decision in the Philippines. Philip Jones. David Minson says, can I meet my Philippine in another country? Then together we can travel the world until the Philippines opens? Legally, of course. Yes, you can. You could meet her up in Thailand or something like that if she can get to Thailand or any of those places, David. Wherever she can get. There's some countries that she can get to, and if she can get there and you can get there, then you should be fine as far as that goes. Let's see. You guys got any other questions here? We're running out of questions and stuff on here, so we blew through a whole bunch of them. But let's see. But anyway, we got a lot of good videos coming up this week. I got a couple more coming out tomorrow, but I want to just run over this a little bit. That again, touch on like people that are asking when we're going to get in here. Remember, we have the spike right now. Okay, so that's one thing holding us back, and the other thing is, I don't think that spike's going to be over for a while. It's going to take a while to get that down, and it's not going down like it did before, because there's more and more people getting this. And before I never saw any of this sickness. Now I'm seeing it, which is unusual. So just keep that in mind, guys. So that's why I think it's going to be a while. I think maybe December we might see something happen here, but I'm really thinking probably in March, because I don't think that this thing is going to go over as fast as last time, because people aren't paying much attention. Brooks Knight says, jeepney strike over? Yes, it was the other day. It seemed to be over because we were traveling in jeepneys and it seemed like there was a lot on the road. So everything seemed to go back to normal a little bit. Seemed that way anyway. I hope so. I mean, there's some Jeeps don't follow the strike though, but we got around fine. Vavoom says, so if I apply for the SRRV visa, will I be able to travel to the Philippines once approved? If you apply for the SRRV visa, okay, then you have to go through you have to do all the stuff that they tell you. You have to send the deposit and all that stuff before you even come, okay? And don't do it unless you're serious about doing it. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. But yes, you would get a EED first. You'd have to go through Mary Rose, get approved, and then once you get the EED, you get the 9A. Okay, so just FYI. Then once you get the 9A visa, then you can travel. Okay, but then you still have to jump through hoops and go through quarantines, things like that. So just be aware of that. You have to go to the quarantine hotel. Then once you get out of the quarantine hotel, then you can start the whole process. Okay. Let's see. Don Murphy says, can they fly out? Even I ain't get it. I want to meet in Cambodia. No visa for Philippines. I mean, if she can get to Cambodia and you can get to Cambodia, you can go. Some countries you don't need a visa. They give you a visa on, at the gate or whatever. Oh, I'm not sure. Each country is different, Don. You're asking a question that's kind of, I can't answer for Cambodia. I know things that go on here, so I'm not sure about Cambodia. I don't want to answer that question, but yeah, if it's open and she can get in there, I would imagine Cambodia is probably an open country, but I'm not sure. I'm not well versed in Cambodia. So Wong Hung Lo says, Fauci is talking about another variant. This is insanity. Yeah, it is, man. It is. Joe Davis says, will the PH allow return of my Filipina after meeting me in Thailand? Yeah, but she's going to have to go into... Here's the thing, Joe. If she goes up and meets you in Thailand, she's going to have to go into quarantine hotel to get back in. So that's what you have to think about. That's why I tell people, just calm down, relax. Everybody wants to meet up with their girlfriend right away. Just calm down, relax, and live life a little bit, and it's going to happen sooner or later. We just got to kind of cool our jets a little bit. I know a lot of people want to come in here and they want to meet their girlfriend, and I fully understand that, but you guys got to kind of calm down a little bit, I know you want to meet them here and meet them there, but just save your money, man, until you can get here. And then you'll have more money to spend for fun stuff, Do you know let's see, Greg says, do you know if there's any jobs for teaching English, either at any school or call centers? You could get a job as a call center if you come in on the SRRV visa, but you wouldn't get paid much. They pay a little bit more for people from the United States, though. See, I have a TEFL certificate. You can do that online. You can do that with Palfish, I think it's called, or whatever, Greg. And there's a lot of videos on that, too. There's a lot of really good videos on how to use it. There's a lot of different types of apps on that. But I would say start it in the United States first to make sure it's going to work, and then do it over here. Let's see, Craig Jordan says, yes, it is. Let's see, Tom Pierce says, a USA friend of mine not married has a home he has not completed in PI. He has a drastic health change and may not be able to ever come back to PI. Can he transfer his lifetime lease to me? Wow. Tom, I think that's something you could probably contact an attorney on. You could probably do it. I mean, I would think if it's all paid off. But I would talk to an attorney over here, Tom. I think you could do that. I think it's possible, Tom. I mean, I'm not going to answer yes or no on that. That's a definite big legal question. But I would say probably yeah, because, it's under his name for a certain amount of time. It should pass on to whoever he wants it to pass on to. So if he wants to give it to you, I would say that's a big yes. But, it's a legal question that I'll leave for the attorneys here. But ask an attorney. But I would say yes, but I'm not an attorney, so don't go by what I say. So Michael L says, be careful with meeting your Filipina in a third country. The Filipina can be offloaded by immigration to Philippines, just like Soviet Union did. Practice exit control. James, things will not change until the Philippines vaccine supply massively increases, especially with the new variants. Yeah, it's a big mess, man. It is a big mess. I think we're up to like 16 or 17% now. Not sure. I think that's where we're at now. I didn't look in the past few days. Chinoy says, good morning from LA, Steve. I guess I would have to hold off my trip to PH due to this new Delta. Yeah, we'll probably have to wait a while. I think within 6 months we're going to see a change, guys. Just give it time. Take a breather. Go on a trip. I mean, some of you guys have already started taking trips. I mean, we got Tom on here goes on a trip. Tom Pear, one of the guys that's on here right now. And Tom goes on trips. He went on a cool trip. He sent me all the pictures. It's kind of cool. Driftwood Smitty says, sir, how do I get my military retirement pay and my Social Security Apostille? No other income. I'm just lifetime military man though. Let me see. And my Social Security Apostille. You just go to your capital. You can look it up online, like whatever state you're from, you would look it up, just Google it, and it'll tell you how to do it. I did a video on it. Just follow my video. It gives you all the directions, how to do apostilles and what apostille's all about and all that stuff. I have videos on that. It's not too far back. Probably within the past 3 months I did that, so you can check it out. Edward says, I think they won't open the border till next year, at least for the tourist visa. Do you agree with that, Steve? I think they're going to open up in different levels. You know what I mean? Like they're going to open up first for non-tourists probably, and then maybe they'll open up like a green line where if you have your vaccination, then they'll open up to those people. But I think those people are going to be quarantined. The first batch will probably end up getting quarantined at some rate, and they'll fill up the hotels with those people. That's what's going to happen. Watch, mark my words. I think that's what's going to happen, because the hotels are hurting right now, and they're looking to get people in here. So I think they're going to try. That's what they're going to do first to get people in here, until the variants and stuff start calming down. If they're going to let any tourists in here, they're probably going to do something like that. And I'm just, guessing, of course. I mean, nobody knows for sure. So Michael L says, C1.2 variant out of South Africa. I remember reading a paper on it. Not good. This nightmare never ends. No, it doesn't. Philip Jones, you're right. Just hang tight and save your money. Exactly, man. That's the best way to go, Let's see. Michael L. Online English teaching has gone down the tube since PRC has cracked down on for-profit foreign English teaching. Z reminds me of Stalin in all the bad ways. Yeah. Yeah, if you work over here, you got to pay taxes over here too, Michael. Just remember that, because you're working in the Philippines. So that's one of the things you have to remember when you come over here, okay? Lavum, are you able to do a live stream with the individual you keep referring us to? I've seen Filipina P do something like that. I could, but she's actually out of the country right now, so no, I cannot. We plan on doing a show with her sometime in the future, probably towards the end of September, maybe beginning of October or sometime in October. I'm gonna meet up with her, and I'm actually probably gonna let her do a video all on her own. And what I'll do is I'll have her explain the different types of SRRV visas, and she'll explain it, and she'll tell you everything. So I'm hoping I can do that. That's our plan anyway. I've already talked to her about that. Let's see. Mark Gomez, it says, message retracted. So I don't know what you wrote. Let's see. Kevin Workman says, thanks for all you do. You offer an honest ray of hope in a cloudy world. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that. Let's see. Kevin Jordan says, can I discuss the best Philippines news and information sources in the English language? Newspapers, websites, the Philippine Info Channel. Can you discuss the... Craig, actually, you know how I get most of my news? Google. Google gives me like a great news feed every day, Craig, and it's from all different sources. Wall Street Journal, everything you can think of. And that's where I get a lot of my news. And it gives me news that's kind of centered towards what I look for on Google. So I kind of like that. But that's where I get most of my news from. And then sometimes I look things up and stuff, and it just pops up, or people send me stuff too. So Craig Medborn says, you said before that your woman killed a snake. Dude, if I was you, why wouldn't you negotiate for her to secretly kill that stupid rooster in the middle of the night for a quick $50? I would for free. Let's see. Actually, I killed a snake here the other day, and it was striped, so it was probably poisonous. I don't know what kind of snake it was. It was probably it was just a baby snake, real small, So I don't know where it came out of, but hopefully it didn't hatch in my wall. So my girlfriend does kill roosters. She kills them for free. She just eats them on the barbecue. Let's see. Greg Medborn says, you said before. Let's see. It's the same one. KM says, took a trip while I wait for the Philippines. I'm in St. Martin now. The main town is a ghost town. The cruise ships are docked here waiting for passengers that may never come. Yeah, I heard there's a lot off of Manila too. I heard there's a couple of cruise ships off of here. I don't know how many there are. See, Joe Davis says, Steve, how long is Fed and State Apostille good for use in the Philippines? 6 months, man. 6 months. On the police report. I think on the other ones it's good for forever. But you may want to ask Mary Rose about that. It's usually 6 months though. See, because what happens is some things are timed, like the police report. It's only good for 6 months. So the other things, if you get those Apostille before, the Apostille should still be good later on. I would venture to guess. Now, that's something you have to talk to Mary Rose about. Usually those are good still, okay? So, but the thing that they worry about is the police report. That's timed. Okay, everything else should be fine. Chinoy, by the way, Steve, just FYI, my former handle was Alex RC. Okay, man. I'm the one who's going to retire in Dasma in 5 years. So you're not going to be far away. You're going to be right down the street here. That's not too far from us. So you're going to have to give me a yell, when you get here. Martin Growweiler, let's see. Right, we should all calm down and learn to live with this illness and make the best out of it. Thanks, Steve, for all your good advices. I just want to say this, guys, from what he's just saying here, that we're going to live with this for quite a while, and it's not going to ever go back to where things just open up and things all of a sudden become like they were before. I don't think we're even a year away from that, or maybe even 2 years away from that. I think at some point in the future, maybe 3 or 4 years from now, we might go back to somewhat normal, if we go back to normal at all. But I don't think we're ever going to see what normal was before this. So, that's what I'm trying to say here. And I think we just kind of have to learn that that's what we have to live with from here on in. It's kind of sad to say that, but I think that's the sad reality of it. Let's see. Greg says, Kevin's right, you're a blessing. Thank you, man. Dickie Spaz says, as a tourist, why chance being, let's see. As a tourist, why chance being locked down in a foreign country when new variants pop up? Imagine not being retired, get locked down outside your home country and lose your job over it. That's true, Dickie. It's true. Especially in today's world, man. You don't want to be traveling in this mess. We have one of the guys on here, one of the subscribers, Darren, who's become kind of a friend of mine too. And Darren, he's understanding, now that it's a huge mess and there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through. Let's see. Philip Jones says special visas are going to open this month, but USA is not on the list. Even though the special visas require 2 weeks quarantine, This was announced by Duterte's spokesperson. I didn't hear that, man. I've heard nothing about that, Philip Jones. I mean, if you could send me some link to that, that'd be great, but I've heard nothing about this. You know? The Philippines will lift the travel ban for all inbound travelers from 10 countries. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. That just means that those people can come into those countries before they couldn't come in here. Like the U.S. can't travel here right now, you know, like unless you get the special EED or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of people that can't travel here because they're in banned countries. It just means that you come off that ban, but it's still only 1,500 people are coming in here a day. There's still all these different hoops you got to jump through and all that stuff. Trust me, it's not going to be like more than 1,500 people are going to be coming in here a day. So, I mean, I wish you guys would get that out of your head, because a lot of people think that that's going to open up more and more people are going to be coming in here. It's just not true. Edward says, indeed, Philippines needs tourist income just to get back on their feet. The economy struggles a lot without tourist money. Let's see what happens. I think they're going to come up with some idea, like I said earlier, but it's not going to be for a while, you know. Philip Jones, U.S. is not on the list. No, it's not on the list that they're getting taken off, but I think they are. Maybe they're off the list now. I don't know. I thought they were on the list still. But I haven't heard anything other than that, so I'm not sure, Philip. Craig Jordan, that's the truth, Dickie Spaz. Looking forward to meet and have lunch with you, Steve. I know your email and contact information. It'll be an honor to meet with you and talk to you. Yeah, sure, Chenoya. Anytime you want to. Glenn B. Hey, Steve. And chat. Let's see. Craig Jordan says, we are up to 3 haters now. The Philippine Info channel. Let's see. I haven't had too many. I don't see anybody on here tonight that's really bothering us. We've been lucky. You know, let's see. Michael L. says, Philip, listen to Jennifer B. Terry again. Green lanes open. Green lanes only means 7 days quarantine instead of 10. Yeah, it doesn't. A lot of people, Michael, are getting like false information. They're getting things all confused, and they think that they can just jump in here all of a sudden. They still have to go through all these quarantines and stuff, and it's just, they're getting everything mixed up, and all this stuff changes day to day, and that's why a lot of that stuff, I don't even bother covering that, because it's just not worth covering. Because if I was covering all the green lane changes and all this other stuff, I'd be pulling my hair out. I'd be bald today, you know. Yeah, it's special visas only. It's only certain people that can get in here. The people that are allowed in here now, those are they're only going to open up to those countries because they were formerly closed. It doesn't mean that there's going to be a whole slew of people coming in here, because most of those people in Nepal don't marry Filipinos and stuff like that too much. There's just not too much of a mix between those countries. Darren Cooper says, hey, Steve, I sent the link to your messenger that Philip Jones is referring to. I'll check it out after, man. Maybe if it's something worthwhile, I'll do a video on. Let's see. Becky King, I have a friend who had her flight canceled several times, so it's not just about 1,500 a day. There are other factors at play which probably make it way less than 1,500. Maybe. This could be a possibility, yeah. Let's see. Brian says, hi, Brian in the UK. Nice apartment. It was everything a family needs. Yeah, you know, a lot of people say, I live in a very small apartment. There's Japanese people that live in tinier apartments than this with more people in it. So this is actually a good-sized apartment. It's very comfortable for us. You know, we don't have any problems in here. I actually like it here, you know. Let's see. We're coming up about 58 minutes. We're at about 93, so we're doing good tonight. Let's see. DR says, hey, Steve, gotta go to Tacoma this morning. Noticed you were live and just wanted to say hi. How you doing, DR? Good to see you in here, man. James says, if the Philippines quarantine hotels are quarter as bad as China's, I'll wait, seriously. You know, some of those places are not that bad. They're actually pretty nice. I know some of the hotels, but I don't know what people say, that the food there really is awful, even at the nice hotels. So I wouldn't want to stay in them, you know. Let's see. Martin Grauweiler says, is there a chance for SRRV applicants to enter the PH? Yes, you can come in on the trial program right now. If you want to contact me, Martin, about that, you can contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com, and I'll get back to you within 24 hours, and I'll give you all the information. You can do it now. If Mary Rose says you're eligible to do it, you can do it. You can come in, but it's jumping through a lot of hoops. You know, so just be careful what you wish for. Craig Jordan says, what does an expat do on this Labor Day weekend? We chat. That's what we do. We do live streams. Let's see. Brian Adams says, great view from the front. Love the plants and the trees. Thanks, Brian. This is a pretty cool place for the price that we pay here. You know, there's another place down the street. If anybody knows any expat that's looking to get a really nice place, there's 3 more rentals down the street here. Let's see, Nathan White, he's going to be one of my neighbors soon. Hey, Steve, love your live stream. Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate it. But, let's see, Michael L. says, just use Hilton B points to stay at the Conrad for quarantine. It's a Hilton signature property, so it's probably one of the best choices. Let's see, Edward says, by the way, beautiful views you have at your place. All green, just beautiful. I'll be living in a condo, so I'm afraid I won't have your views. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of places around here on this street here. And I'm right next to the mayor. We actually live right next to the mayor here. And it's a beautiful area here. We're right down the street. You guys have seen me walking, and we have the hospitals down the street and everything. We have a ton of hospitals and a ton of those little medical centers, the walk-in medical centers. We probably have about 4 or 5 of them just down the street. And we probably have about 4 or 5 hospitals right down the street. So we're close to everything. But I mean, De La Salle University Hospital is the best hospital, and that's over in Dasma. And we would probably end up going there, but in emergency, we would use it close by. See, Mark Gomez says, hey, Steve, saw your apartment video. That's exactly what I was. Maybe more rustic than you have, but otherwise perfect. Let's see. Who else we got on here? CJ says, any numbers out there that estimates of how many foreign men, all countries, are chatting with Filipinos online during this trying time? I'm sure there's a lot, CJ. There's a lot of people talking to Filipinos over here at any given time, it seems like. Frank W. says, hi from St. Paul, Minnesota. Enjoy your channel, FB. Hope you have a great weekend. Pound Cake, are you close by the new Gentry Hospital? Yes, I'm not that far away from there, actually. It's not too far. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump. That's just jump in a jeepney and I'm there. It's not far. Let's see. Elma Garcia Batista says, greetings, Steve. Happy weekend to you and your family. Thanks, Alma. I appreciate it. Let's see. We're up to 94, 56 thumbs up, so we're doing good. We'll go a little while longer here. So we get some more questions that are going on up here. Let's see. I hope you guys are enjoying everything here tonight. We got a pretty good show going here. We just need some more. I'm trying to flick this up so we can get some more people on here asking questions. So just shoot me some more questions, guys. But if you guys are looking for a place with hospitals and you want to live in a cheap place, Tracy Martires is fantastic here. I mean, we have 3 units right down the street here, $80, all brand new apartments. We just had one of our people, one of our subscribers and a friend of mine. He's getting one of them this week probably, and there's 3 more left. So if anybody is interested in those, just send me an email at steven5975@yahoo.com, and I can hook you up with a woman if you wanna get your name in there to get one of those. And you might want to lock it down now. It's cheap enough. It costs about the same as what it costs for a storage box back home, one of those storage things. So just FYI. Kurt Swartz says, when your wife is a Filipina that became a U.S. citizen, do they have a special category of visas for her? When she becomes a U.S. citizen, once she becomes a U.S. citizen, unless she's a dual citizen. I mean, if she's a dual citizen, she can flip back and forth to whatever passport she wants to use. I'm not sure what you're trying to ask. They probably do. I'm not really up on that type of visas. We do mostly the retirement stuff, so I'm not really that familiar with that category. Like with the marriage visas, not really up on that. This channel here we deal mostly with the retiree visas because that's what we have on here most. We do a little bit. We talk a little bit about the marriage visas, but I'm not really up on that stuff. We deal strictly with the SRRV visas. So, but that she should be able to go back and forth with the dual citizenship pretty simple, as long as she keeps that. Keith Tress GB. Hi Steve. Had some emails back and forth from Mary Rose as I am planning the SRRV visit in February, and move in April, so we'll be getting all the paperwork to her in December or January. Let's see, and visit the relevant government departments and PH Bank. And Shimero is really very helpful, and she has agreed to deal with my retirement. Yeah, Keith. She's awesome. I mean, everybody on here that knows her will tell you she's awesome. You won't have any problems with her at all. She's a fantastic lady. She's also a very good friend of mine too. It's just FYI, she's a good friend to have. You know, Keith Trest, GB, thanks to you, and we'll be keeping you posted on the timeline. Jack Redmond says, hello, Steve. Just got on. Go blue. Let's see. James, is the U.S. military going back to Subic Bay permanently? You know, I keep hearing rumors about this. They actually, somebody posted one of those military sites posted something about Subic Bay, and when I went to look at it, they were just doing some sort of exercises off of Subic Bay. What's going to happen is it'll never go back to a Subic Bay U.S. base. It'll be under the Filipinos for sure, but it'll be like a base that they'll let us be there if need be. So that's what will happen. We'll never ever have a U.S. base here again, I don't think. The chances of that are pretty slim. You know, I've heard rumors of it, but I think it's going to be a shared base, like a forward operating base with the Philippines, with the Philippine military. So that's what it'll be. It'll never be under U.S. control or anything like that. Never. Kurt Schwartz says, if I get an SRRV, I was wondering what happens to her status. Well, you could put her on the SRRV if she's an American citizen. If you have if you're talking about your wife or something like that, she can also be on that. She can go on that also. So just FYI. Brian Adamson says, with the new health pass, it looks like the Philippines is moving very slowly towards opening up. Very slowly, yes. That health pass is nothing. That's a nothing burger. It's just something that they add to the mix to kind of make it more difficult, probably because other countries are doing it. You know, I don't think that's a big deal. Scott says Mary Rose needs to just make a clear step-by-step, then copy and paste it to all the inquiries. You can't do that because each person is different, Scott. It's not like a cut and paste type thing. It just doesn't work that way, because there are people that have other issues and stuff like that. Each person's individual is really different. There's some people that have some issues that I can't even talk about on here, but trust me, you can't do cut and paste. I talk to these people all the time. There's people that have things that you wouldn't even believe. You know, it could be some people have a criminal record or something like that, and there's other issues too that go on. So, and some people, they want to do like the $20,000 or the $10,000 thing, but then they want to transfer it to a lower one later when they retire. So, or something comes into play there, and it's just, there's more to it than what you think. But anyway, let's see. Edward says, do you think I should rent a condo for one entire year, paying 1 year advance cash? Maybe that way I can get a better deal. And that's up to you, Edward. You know, I mean, I don't want to tell anybody to do something like that. I think at some point in the next year, Taurus will be able to get in here. So it might be worth it for some people. I mean, if you want to get a new one, like around here in a good area, I mean, that area is okay. It's close to the road. There's a few roosters nearby, and there might be some dogs over it, but I'm not sure about the dog aspect of it. There's a few roosters over there, but you have to kind of learn to live with that at some point, you know, and that's just part of the Philippines, you know. But for $80, how can you go wrong, you know? It might be something worth considering, though, you know. If you want to talk about it sometimes, I can talk to you if you want to call me or whatever. Just send me an email at steven5975@yahoo.com. And, you know, I'll give you my American phone number, and you can call me on that if you want to, if you do want to talk. Let's see. Bernard says, enjoy your chat. Thank you. Mark Gomez, to transfer home ownership, might need a SRRV. I'm not sure what you're asking for. To transfer home ownership, might need SRRV. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, Mark. See, Craig says, James, it won't be the same as it was during the Cold War. Tom Pear, I served all online girlfriend activity and found my stress. I severed all my online girlfriend activity and found my stress level went down. No more over anxious waiting on PI to open. Just sit back and wait. You know, Tom, you're better off coming over here and just, you know, find a girlfriend over here. Serious. It's better off that way. That way you don't have nothing to worry about over there. You can just do whatever you want. You're right on that. Martin Growweiler says, very best wishes for all you guys, especially for what you do, Steve. Big thumbs up for what you have done in helping us and giving us good advices. Thanks, Martin. I appreciate it. I wish I had more answers sometimes for you guys. You guys ask some really hard questions sometimes about other visas and stuff like that. And the only ones I can really help you on, is the SRRV visas. I can answer all the other questions about the Philippines for the most part. But like our specialty here at this channel is all SRRV over 50 type visas. So, I don't deal too much with the tourist visas because that's an easy one. You just come here and they usually stamp it. But I think some changes are going to come as far as the 36 month that you can stay. I think it's going to be 24. But I think that's about the only change that's probably going to happen. And that was on the first draft. I don't know if it's in the current draft on that modernization thing. And I believe that's pretty close to being approved or almost approved or is approved by now. I didn't see it in the news today. I'm a naturalized U.S. citizen. When I came to visit 5 years ago, I said I planned to stay for 2 months, and the officer gave me 1.5 years on my passport. That's crazy, man. That's unusual. It might have been a new guy that made a mistake because that doesn't sound right. Jack Redman, if China ever invaded Taiwan, I'd bet Philippines would be begging us to come back to Subic. You know what, Jack? You could be right on that. It might, but I don't think they'll ever invade Taiwan because I think the U.S. would be in there in a heartbeat too. I think that would start World War III with, all the other forces jumping in there too. Tom Paris says, have a good evening. Time to go ride. We'll see you later, Tom. Keep sending me those pictures, by the way. I actually enjoy those when you go away on trips and stuff. It's kind of cool. Gunny John says, good morning, Steve. Good to see you live again. Thanks, Gunny. Kevin Soundmixer, hello everyone. Better late than never. LOL. Stay safe all. Let's see, we're up to about 71 minutes. So we've got about another 10, 20 minutes here. Let's see, how many years do they go back on the background check? They go all the way back, okay? Feds here usually 10 years. Yeah, they go all the way back from the Philippines, okay? Philip Jones says for the SRRV. Yeah, they go back all the way back. Sorry, Case, I'm 52. What's the deposit for the SRRV? Well, it depends which one you're going to go for, If you're prior military, it's going to be about $1,500 and a $1,400 application fee. Okay, otherwise it changes from there. So Michael L says, Mark, us Farang cannot own land in the Philippines. No, we cannot. So Philip Jones, and how long is it valid? The SRRV is good forever as long as you keep paying the fees each year. If it's the courtesy visa for the veterans, it's $10 a year. So it's cheap. Edward says, thank you, Steve. Really appreciate it. Although I don't want to bother. You're a decent human. Bless you. Thanks, Edward. Dwayne Frichette's on board. How you doing, Dwayne? I'll try to give you a call afterwards. Let's see. Nathan White, does the U.S. plan to have a COVID-19 travel visa? That's a good question. I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about that, Nathan, yet. I seriously doubt they will. Because some states are doing it, some states aren't. I don't know. I don't think they will. I've heard nothing about anything like that. But the airlines could do something like that for sure. They could try to anyway. Jack Redmond says, not yet, Nathan. Yeah, it's probably not likely to happen. With all the constitutional stuff, I doubt it would happen, Nathan. Philip Jones, that's an expensive check. Let's see. Craig Jordan, Nathan White. I am encountering more businesses requiring proof of vaccination. Yeah, up in New York, they're doing that. That's getting kind of crazy. And Craig Jordan says, Nathan White, U.S. businesses. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go over to the U.S. airlines yet, but it could happen. I think each country is going to do their thing like the Philippines with that new thing that they come out with on September 1st, the thing that I did a story on. And you can look that up, and I put the information in the description there. That's something new. I think each country will probably have to do their own And I don't see the U.S. doing something like that. I just don't see it. I think everybody's sick and tired of this, and they just want to get over it. So, but let's see. What else we got on here? Let's see, we're right at the end here. So if you guys got some more questions, just pop them up, and we'll stay on here for a few more minutes. We've got like 15 minutes left. Let's see. Same in Ontario, Canada. So you guys up in Canada, you guys are doing the same thing. You have to have a vaccine to step in a restaurant or something, but nothing at the airports yet, right? Up in Canada. Let's see if he answers. Give him a second. Mark Gomez, it says message retracted. I don't know what you wrote. Let's see. Brooks Snyder says, yep, okay. DJ Joe, good evening from Angeles City. Nice house tour. I like the TV installed in the Buhay Kubo hut. Yeah, everybody kind of likes the TV out there. Everybody's sitting out there during the day watching TV except for me. Sometimes I like to have the place to myself and do videos out there, but that ain't happening anymore since I put the TV out there. So I'm hoping to do some more videos. I'll have to kick everybody out there and tell them to get out while I do a video. Since I paid for it, it's mine. So Brooks Snyder, not at airport yet. Okay. Brooks Snyder, restaurants and gyms, you'll need a vax certificate. I'm glad they don't have that going on here yet, but I can see it coming. It's coming. Trust me, it's coming to the Philippines. Somebody was actually commenting that they think that the Philippines will follow China and become a communist country, but I don't ever see that happening. Craig Jordan, California has a patient's proof vaccination available to put in a digital wallet. Kind of interesting. I'm sure all these different states and stuff. I mean, that's what happens. There's a lot of confusion with this stuff, and it just makes it more of a mess because people can't get together on this stuff, and that's part of the problem nowadays. But it seems like we're running out of questions here. If we can get a couple more questions on here, guys, I'll answer them, and then we'll end. We're up to, let's see, 89 people, 65 thumbs up. Let's see. But you know what? I'll just end it here, guys. But guys, be on here next Saturday night, 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Okay, and we'll call it a night tonight because it looks like it's a good time to end here. But anyway, God bless, guys. Take care. Let's see. We got a couple more things popping up here. I'll answer those. We don't have that here in the UK. Let's see. In Europe, the majority of the establishments require proof that you are vaccinated, recovered, or tested. You can sit down for a meal in a restaurant. Brooks Snyder says at some point we'll be back to normal. Every pandemic in history has ended at some point. Mark Gomez says, Mike, I previously heard the same thing. I also heard about an exception to leave property to Farang post-death. Lazy Larry says, take care, everyone. Let's see. See you later, says Jim and Rose. What you thought about the Pats releasing Cam? I haven't really followed football that much. I've been watching a little bit of the baseball stuff going on with the Red Sox. I see it on one of the Facebook sites, so I get to see the scores and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't really. I wish I could hear them. I probably could if I went on the radio, which I should check that out more often. But it'd be in the middle of the night too, so I don't think my family would appreciate that. Let's see. Chinoy says, thank you very much, Steve. Have a blessed weekend. Bernie Knowles, okay night. Pound Cake says, communist rumors have been around since the 80s. That's the first thing my first American roommate asked me about. Nathan White says, how can I prove I've been vaccinated? Well, you're going to need your vaccine card for sure. And over here, they want us to actually prove that the vaccine card is real, Nathan. And that's going to be, I don't know if it's how they're going to do that with people coming into the country, because they said that they weren't going to accept people from outside the country, but they're going to have to accept them at some point. I mean, there's a whole bunch of rumors and stuff flying around here right now, so I wouldn't even go out worry about any of that stuff. At some point, they're going to open up, and if you got your vaccine card, I think you'll be good. They're just going to have to accept them. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Michael, a communist rumor existed since 1918. Brooks Snyder says, night all, keep the faith, buy Bitcoin. Brooke, I bought some Cardano, and I'm doing really good on it. So just FYI, I actually bought it for free on Coinbase. I'm up to like about $70 on it for free. So that's not bad. Chinoy, here in California, we have digital version. Brian Anderson, the UK. we can get a letter from our NHS for proof. So that's good. Nathan White, are you a resident of the U.S., of a U.S. state? Yes, he is, Craig. He is. He's a resident of North Carolina. Let's see, by Monero. There we go. I think Cardano's doing pretty good. You know, Nathan, you could probably get that apostilled. You know, maybe. That might be the way to get it, a proof of vaccination. If you want to get your card, like kind of like notarized, that might be the way to do it. When you call me, I'll talk to you a little bit about that, about apostilled. That might be something that might be worthwhile getting done to that. You know, we could always ask and see if they'll do it. Let's see. Joe Porter says, imagine asking someone to prove they don't have AIDS. I know, right? So, see, Jason Molzen, New Jersey vaccine can be verified online. Okay, so there's got to be some way. But I think what he's asking is, if you go around the world, how can you prove that your vaccine card is real? That's a good question. I'll bet you can get that apostilled, you know, and I think that would probably work. But anyway, guys, I want to let's see, your medical status is personal. Yes, it should be, but not anymore, apparently, huh? So it is what it is. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. And try to be on here next week. Maybe we'll try to see if we can get some more people on here, too. I'm going to try to put that at the beginning of some of my videos that we do, the live streams, so that we can get other people on here. And let's see, we got somebody coming on here. Rick G. Late to the show, but hello all. Yeah, Rick, we're just getting ready to go off, man. Sorry about that. But, you know, be on here next week at 10 o'clock, Rick, and everybody else, and we'll have another great show next week. And I'm going to try to get some more people on here for next week so we can have an excellent show. But anyway, guys, God bless. Thank you, guys. And thanks for being on here tonight. I appreciate it, guys. God bless.